Hello everybody and welcome back once again to another video from War Dog Gaming Battle Reports. I bid you all welcome. Alright guys, so with this video I wanted to introduce my new series. It's the Necronomican Quest series, the next tournament. Alright, so just some quick information about the tournament. It's a 2-day tournament that is located here in Stockholm, Sweden. It will have about 50 or so attendants, and I of course will be one of them. It's placed the 19th and 20th of October, and that is in about a couple of weeks from now. And to this tournament I will bring my little rats once again. So what we will do now is that we will have a quick rundown of my list and see what kind of changes I have done since the last tournament, and then talk about my expectations for this list and about the tournament general and what my ambitions are, and then just some simple tactics and what my biggest fears are and what I think my best matchups are against this list. And if that is nothing for you, then I suggest you skip this video and then jump to my next battle report. Otherwise guys, more battle reports are coming up. We had a great tournament today, just a little friendly tournament between me and 3 friends of mine. We had a game against each other, and battle reports are coming from that little event. So yeah, let's jump into this list review and see what I bring to this tournament. Right, so for starters we have the Games of Westeros MVP, Torsten, the hungry one, and he's exactly the same, because I saw no point in changing anything with this guy. I was totally thrilled with him and I found him to be awesome. Not only is he one of my newest additions to the army, since I painted him for a couple of weeks ago, and well, I found that he has a lot of advantages, to be honest. The only downside with him is that he's really expensive. He's a 810 point piece that is general, so he's worth 1010 points to the enemy team, but usually he gets away from any harm. So yeah, but he needs to be protected, that's for sure. Moving on, we have the fat one, aka the Rat King or the King of Rats, and he's almost the same. The thing that we changed here is that he's now an apprentice and not an adept anymore. I needed those 75 points and I will show you later why. And well, yeah, like I've said before, he's one of the best combat threats that the Vermin Swarm has. He has stubborn, he can take a lot of damage, he can work as an anvil, he's also one of the main threats for the opponent to handle. And yeah, I just love this guy. Alright, so my last character is the Rat Chief, and he's almost the same as he was in the Games of Westeros. The thing that I changed was that I needed to save 20 points, so I had to take away the flaming standard, which I really didn't want to do, but I just couldn't manage to get it in how much I tried. So he has now Adraken instead, which is great synergy with the fat one, since that unit will now have magic resistance 3, but to be honest, I would rather have flaming attacks than extra magic resistance. But hey, otherwise he's the same. He just stands in the background, gives the rally around the flag buff to everybody that is within 12 inch of him, and throws a support attack with a great weapon. So yeah, he does what he does. And then for core, we have the scurvy Scav Rats once again, because I thought they did a great job in the Games of Westeros, and I need an extra scoring unit that can work as cheap chaff and add some little low threat strength shooting against other chaff units and such. And they can actually do some work with their additional hand weapons if they get into a flank or they clear some chaff or whatever. Yeah, I just find them to be awesome for the little points that they cost. Okay, now so for my second core we have the Storm Rats, aka Forces Bodyguards, and they are exactly the same as they were in the Games of Westeros. And they will work as a bunker for Torsten. They carry the lightning rod, which means that my entire armor will get hard target for 1 round of shooting. And it also deactivates flying. Then it is a scoring unit that is fearless, so you can't just shoot it away from the objective. So it is great to take objectives such as secure target, breakthrough and such. And yeah, they can actually pack a punch since there are storm vermin, so it's a lot of strength for attacks. They are often in line formation and they have fighting extra ranks as a default, so it's 4 ranks, which means 21 attacks. And then the rat, the bone breaker on the bell here also adds 4 more attacks, so it's like 25 pretty decent attacks that goes into you as opponent. Alright. Then we have Fathom Friends as my last core unit, and they are also exactly the same. And the only thing I want to add is that for this list, like the last list for Games of Westeros, is that I found that this list will lack some scoring units. I will show you why. Anyway, as I said in the previous introduction video for the list to the Games of Westeros, they are the main combat block. It's a lot of many low strength attacks, so it's like a death by 1,000 cuts, and they work as both an anvil and a hammer. They are just awesome. Also, they have the Rending banner like before. So then we go to the special category, and there we have 2x8 Plague Sensibiers, the tactical board. Kill, kill, die, die. Yeah, they work as a flanking unit, support unit. They are a big threat to high armor targets. They can act as a chaff. And here I have definitely enlightened that can act as a chaff. Well, they are chaff now. That's the big change from the previous list, because then I had a unit that was 15 Plague Sensibiers. Now I have divided them into 2 units of 8. So they are my chaff option now. And they also are great at clearing other chaff, and they can guard war machines or go for the enemy war machines. Yeah, they are just awesome. And we go to the Tundra Gunner category, and first thing we have is the Crap Throwers, 2x Plague Claw Catapults, and they are a high AP shooting. Main targets are infantry with high armor, cavalry with high armor, and then they also work as great softeners for big blocks, such as like Saurian warriors, dwarf warriors and such. Yeah, they are just great at what they do for the little cost that they are 170 points each. So even if they die or just break turn 1, it's not a big blow to your army. It's not a big setback. Unless you really need them for something, like in some matchups, then it can be devastating if they break down turn 1. Anyway, yeah, they're just great for the little cost that they have. They cost. Then we move on to the hot rods, the heavy hitters. They aren't really the heavy hitters since they never hit. They will be, in theory, they are the heavy hitters. It's 2x Dreadmills, and yeah, fuck all this that I have typed here. The thing about them is that they take so much attention from the enemy. They often focus these guys like you have never seen before. Yeah, if the enemy knows what he's doing, then he will shoot at these guys with all he have until they die. So mostly you have to hide these guys for turn 1, 2, and then go up and threaten his monsters and such. That's the main thing that they do, is that they zone out important targets like dragons and yeah, other things that have a lot of wounds. Anyway, usually they are great, but as of late they haven't done much, and they are really on the downside. But like I said, why I have them is because they take so much attention from the enemy, which gives room for your other units to do what they are supposed to do. Right, then for last but definitely not the least, we have Rogerdrat, the A-bomb. Yeah, and this is why, well, it's the biggest add-on and the biggest change to the list. And for starters, he's in the list because I really love what I have done with the painting on this model, and I just love this model. Some guys just hate this model from the Games Workshop, but I found this model to be just awesome. I really love it. Anyway, and as I have typed here, he's a great shaft clear. He's like one of the best shaft clears in the game, since he has random movement, and random movement can also be a downside, of course, because you will never know what you will get with it. Sometimes you roll 111, sometimes you roll 666, and he gets in sticky situations. That's the thing about random movement. But I think random movement and things like that is that extra spice and that extra flavor that makes the Vermin Swarm a more enjoyable faction to play. And I think that it would be great if the Vermin Swarm gets more of this. I love the random stuff, and I love the risk-reward thing with the Vermin Swarm, and I find it sad that they are getting away more and more from it. I would like to see them go back to the roots of the army. Anyway, he's also great at board control. He's some extra combat potential, and he has some great synergy with the bell, since if the bell is close by, he usually hits things on 3+ with, and he has 3d6 attacks. And if he can get into some infantry, he also have an extra d6 in stomps, which he has a massive potential of doing some great hurt to your enemy. And you will never have you never want to have him in your flank, that's for sure. He's awesome as a flanking unit. But the thing is, he's extremely vulnerable to fire, and well, pyromancy is just the Vermin Swarm has a problem. The Vermin Swarm usually struggles a lot against pyromancy, but if you add in some A-bombs, then you definitely struggle. And also divination is just total pain to go up against. Anyway, and he's also great against guarding against ambushes, because like I have typed here, he's have the board control, and with the random movement he can just put himself into the ambushes as soon as they come off. So yeah, I find him to be great. Right, so here we have an extremely quick summarize of the list and the army that I bring to the Games of Westeros. And yeah, I think it has a threat in every phase, which is every time I make a list, that's what I'm going for, to be a potential threat in every stage of the game. So it has to be a threat in the movement phase, it has to be a threat in the shooting phase, in the combat phase, in the magic phase, and so forth. Alright, so we have 3 channels in this army. We have 5 spells. That's one of the things that I find that I wanted to really add more of, but there was no points to do anything to do anything about that. And the shooting, the 2 Ysail darts that I had in Games of Westeros, I had to take away, and then I subtracted also the rat swarms and subtracted the level on the plague furnace here, just to add Roger. But Roger is such a great model. I just couldn't go to this tournament without him, even though he usually disappoints me a lot. But to be honest, for this tournament, my ambition is to get higher than the middle tier. So what will that be? About 25 place. And the ambition is to get higher than the previous tournament, the Games of Westeros. And well, the goal is actually to win the whole goddamn thing, but I'm also a realist. I know that will probably be extremely hard to achieve. But if I can get placed 20 and above, that would be just awesome. Otherwise, okay, so what are the downs and ups with this list? I think the main concerns is pyromancy and divination. Any list that has any of them will make a serious hurt to my army. Even that I have magic resistance 3 on this block. Because it can damage so much else with most of their spells. Otherwise, I find, of course, the Undying OP Cheese Kings to be the biggest counter to this list. Well, they counter everything almost, but to my army, they are an extremely hard counter. So that will be a terrible matchup. And great matchups are heavy armored opponents such as Kingdom of Equitaine and Elves and such that has high armor, cost a lot of points, and has pretty low toughness or semi-low toughness. That are the great matchups for me. So I guess that's no big surprise for you guys. Anyway, comment down below what you think about the list, and give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Otherwise, as always, if you haven't subscribed, then feel free to do so. And until we see each other the next time, guys, I say to you all, peace.